Wow, I forgot how terrible the screen resolution is. It's been a while, but hello everyone! Welcome back to Ocarina of Halftime, as I've decided to call it. I know it's been about a year and a half since the original video was released, and I have no more to say about it than that. I just want to get back into playing this game a little bit further than I did last time. So, let's just jump right in, shall we? There we go, after multiple attempts, we're into Dodongo's Cavern. That's where we're starting off today. Let's have some fun. Really? A ton of lava pits in the cavern under Death Mountain? Who would have thought? Based on the controls and how my bomb handling is going on, apparently I am still not used to these stiff new controls, so wonderful times ahead. Plus the start button doesn't work all that well, so yeah, it's gonna be a trial to get through some of the later stages. When a bomb won't do, use a baby Dodongo. 3 keys in one blow. I have actually never done that before. He just wanted to give me a boost. And here is the most annoying enemy in the game, at least according to the sounds that they make. Zelda's most suicidal enemy, everybody. I mean, you could also use a stick and jump attack them, which I don't know about the stability of these guys, but still. You know, you can come into Dodongo's Cavern as an adult pretty easily, and that switch is honestly very easy to jump up to when you're an adult. When you're a kid, however, not so much. Which makes this entire fact that they are sending a kid in here to go through Dodongo's Cavern when it's really designed for adult Gorons to get through, who are both taller, stronger, and sturdier. What were they thinking? Hey, here's a little Hylian or Kokiri kid. Why don't we just send him into the lava-infested dungeon filled with monsters that even the Gorons are afraid of, and, you know, he can handle them. Sure, that makes a ton of sense. Okay, I'd like to point something out here really quick. Take a good look at the shape of the map on the dungeon map. I'm just going to create a screenshot freeze time here. Take a real close look at it. Now here's a screenshot of the finished Dodongo's Cavern map. Just something I thought most of you might be interested in seeing. You can look at any map for any area that you collect a map in this game, and they will all have the same map pattern on them. And this is one of the most satisfying scenes in this entire game. And this is the most fun way to climb this thing. So here's a good way to tell whether the armors are real or fake. That's one way to get rid of a keys. You know, for the longest time we had to try to figure out how best to throw that thing up there, and it was a real pain. You could also just jump over here. See? Easy as that. After getting far too used to the Breath of the Wild gyroscope controls whenever you're trying to aim your ranged weapon, trying to do it with a control stick is kind of weird. So has anybody ever noticed that this room is the same as the Lizafos room down there? They're the same room, one's just higher. And yes, if you fall down there, you have to do this battle all over again, and it's completely unnecessary, and it's annoying. Now you can set bombs and blow stuff up. What a lucky guy. Link's a pyromaniac just like I am. Another fun way to deal with keys. Goodbye! Only half heart of damage from lava? The lava here is very noob, isn't it? The moving platform gets higher. Now you can quickly reach the second floor. Well, thank you, Navi, but I think I want to go down here instead. You know, so a blue rupee is not all that great, but if you actually come back here with a Hylian shield only and no Deku shield, you get a Deku shield from that. Great job, Link. Something that I've always personally liked to do, but I can't do it with these current controls, is to stand on the very lip of Dodongo's lip while he's moving his mouth down. That way Link comes down with it and he just looks super awesome while doing it. Speedrunning tactic, right there! There's another quick and easy way to figure out whether or not Narmos is real, though it's not quite as effective as a Deku Nut. Because I don't think anybody other than me actually uses Deku Nuts. Really, Fairy? Really? So as a kid, I always really liked dinosaurs growing up, and Jurassic Park was one of my favorite movies for a long time. So when I found out that this was the final boss for the Dodongo's Cavern, I was supremely excited. Oh, he's beautiful. Can't remember whether I played this game or Turok first. Probably Turok, but still. It's kind of a shame that he's such an easy boss to take out. Just 3 of those and you're done. What the heck happened to his leg there? Get a screenshot of that. I thought I was able to capture it. So I don't think you actually hurt this guy. You don't take his health down at all. You just smack him in the head enough times until he gets dizzy and he's unable to roll correctly and he just kind of veers off into the lava. So Link doesn't actually kill him. He just gives him a migraine and Dodongo accidentally commits suicide by rolling into the lava. So Link really had no way to hurt this guy other than giving him indigestion and a migraine. Hero of Time? More like Hero of Lucky. Either Gorons can jump or they have a Goron cannon. Otherwise, how could Darunia do this? He's a lot like Chewbacca this way. Thanks to you, we can eat delicious rocks until our stomachs burst. There's a lot of suicidal references going on in today's episode, isn't there? Dodongos appeared in such great numbers, there was suddenly a big rock blocking the cave. It must have been caused by Ganondorf, because, you know, everything happened right after he showed up, now that I think about it. I wonder why we didn't put 2 and 2 together before. And the fan fiction commences. And suddenly the entire area is bathed in a peculiar light, or lack thereof. Also, has anybody noticed that the Spiritual Stone of Fire is also the same as Darunia's tattoo on his arm? Just pointing that out. And Link's a little bit stupid. You don't know what he means by Storm Brothers, but hey, you got 2 of what you need! That or he's lived a very sheltered life in the forest. How about a big Goron hug, brother? And the fanfiction gets even worse. Everybody wants a piece of Link. I bet none of you ever thought that the winner of the Link Bowl is going to be a Goron, did you? Okay, Link can't jump. Game of the Year gameplay right here, folks. Great Game of the Year gameplay. Okay, to be fair, at least Dodongo's Cavern wasn't in here. Every young gamer's first nightmare fuel. She's really trying to give Link a great view there, ain't she? Link hit puberty that day. The interesting thing is, this is one of the 2 fairies necessary to complete the game. At least she tells you where the other necessary great fairy is, too. One of the only times the owl is actually useful. You wouldn't be able to get this piece of heart unless you were an adult otherwise. The thing is, he makes these great, crazy roundabout routes whenever he gives you a ride somewhere, and yet, whenever he flies off on his own, it's a straight shot. I just took this cow's only friend. It will now be lonely forever. You know, you could use a whole bunch of different ways to try to trick this cuckoo into going the way you want him to. An alternative method is to just throw Deaconut at him. Adults are allowed to carry a lot of money. If you're a kid, you are not allowed to carry a bunch of money because how dare you? I just got an adult waltz though. How dare you, Link? Who even sticks this cuckoo into the box to begin with? I don't think it ran away. I think this particular cuckoo was taken away so that it could be sold to some other town. I'm not exactly sure who would want it. I mean, the Gorons eat only rocks, and the Zora probably only eat fish, so who could say? Fun fact, I used to think that the only way to get inside these crates was to use a bomb, so I didn't think that you could legally finish up this quest until after you got the bombs. It wasn't until much later I found out you could just roll into the crates. Now, I'm under the impression that a lot of people think that you can only get this Skulltula after you use a boomerang, or after you have a boomerang, but you don't, actually. You can just go ahead and kill him right after you get the bombs, and then this wall is climbable, which there's nothing to indicate that it is, but this wall is climbable. Which is strange. I don't get why, but there you go. You know, I never showed it when I was in Goron City last time, but you can actually enter that shop as a kid. You just need to light these things up, and they will open up the way. See? No problem. I think a lot of people are unaware that you can just activate the bomb flowers by using fire, so I kind of wanted to show that off. They're playing the Song of Storms, oh my gosh. That was a really cool song. I might use that for the Scarecrow song later, I like that so much. Still the best Deco Sprout killer. Okay, so apparently they won't let me use that song. That kind of sucks. Now, maybe it's just me, but whenever I make the Scarecrow song in the various games, I always make it one from the other game. So for this game, I like to do this song. And he'll remember it for us. That you might not immediately recognize it because you're going, hey, that's not an Ocarina song. You're right, that is a drum song. That is from Majora's Mask when you play Ballad of the Windfish for Toto the band manager inside the milk bar. I just think that's really awesome. I also sometimes like to do Goron's Lullaby. One of the rarest items to pick up and expect to have one of these themes for. So in the manual for Ocarina of Time, it tells you that you're going to become an adult later on. It just kind of spoils the major twist point of the entire game for you right off the bat. So whenever me and my brothers read this particular line, we got super excited, like, hey, maybe you're becoming an adult already, because we thought that you'd just eventually turn into an adult for absolutely no reason. At least they thought it. I thought it was completely ridiculous to take this line in that manner. Well, I brought the chicken this far, might as well go all the way with him. I'm not gonna go all the way with the chicken, that sounds... never mind. What the heck? Why are you back? I was just going downriver, why the heck did you just come back? I do not understand. This does not make any sense right now. I have never been baffled by the owl before, this is a first. You know, with the bean seller's prices, it's very similar to how Pokemon cards were back in the day. Not that they kept on inflating by any means, but man, everybody suddenly wanted them really quick. You know in Fighting Manga, whenever somebody splits the waterfall using their bare hands with a punch? Link can do it with a song, so top that! And now we're in Zora's Domain, home of the fish people? What? Fish people? Zora's Domain, home of the fish people. Okay, I know that Zoras are like super classic and all that kind of stuff, but I think that they've actually grown to be one of my favorite Zelda races. That said, whenever my mom first saw these characters, she walked by while we were playing and she goes, "Is that guy nude?" Same thing with Princess Ruto later on. "Are they nude?" Or our response was, "Mom, they're fish. Fish don't wear clothes, and also they're fish. Where are they going to even cover up in the first place?" Just her response was, "Is that fish nude? Why are they not wearing any clothes?" Duh, they're fish. You know, one of the things that we do not give Ocarina of Time credit for is the fact that they turned a diving action into a complete minigame. And yeah, I know that there's quite a bit of diving here and there all over the place in the game, but think about it. They turned diving from a waterfall to pick up rupees into a minigame. Just think about that for a moment. Back when this game first came out, that was super creative. I don't think that the person who came up with that gets enough credit for it. Granted, it was Link's Awakening at the time too, but still. I always loved whenever the camera goes into the water like this. This is a scale of a kind that I am going to give you as a prize for diving off of the top of this waterfall. Which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Also, why is it encased in a bubble? Maybe to make it look prettier and to look better in the main menu, but still, why did you have to encase the entire scale into a bubble like this? I don't quite understand it. And also, how is that going to help us dive underwater? Is that just suddenly filling our lungs? Did we implant one of those scales into our lungs for some reason? There's some very strange genetic garbage going on here in Ocarina of Time, people. Let's just wondering here, what does this mean? Help me. I'm waiting for you inside Lord Jabu Jabu's belly. Ruto. Okay, that's not the weirdest letter that Link has ever read. Actually, no, I take it back. That is absolutely the weirdest letter that Link has ever read. Don't tell my father.